Scorpio, welcome to your hopes, fears, and reality spread. As per usual, you can click right on that description box below and it will talk about the significance of the spread as well as the placement of each individual card. Do, 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 do. So, Scorpio, you are hoping to take action that will close out a chapter in your life, okay? The sun is like the most positive card in the deck, right? So when I see it in the inverse, I often think of it as like ending a cycle, a sun setting. It might be an ending, but it's not a sad one. You know what I mean? So that's what you're hoping for right now. Is you are hoping to take some sort of action, be communication or travel or changing your environment, whatever that might be. You are hoping to take action to close out a chapter. Because at the end of the day, what you fear is a draining of your resources because of, how do I put this? There are certain things in your life, certain things that have been put into play that take on a cycle that can't be changed, okay? So if your money, like let's say you have a car note, you know what I mean? So you bought a new car. So all X amount of money has to go to this car for a certain period of time. And the only real change you can make to that is to sell the car or to pay off more than you could. So that's what I'm saying here. And it may not be a car, it could be anything. This could be health, this could be wealth, this could be anything that you consider resources. This could be time. You know, your time is always given to one particular thing. Maybe you live very far from your work, and you have an hour commute there and an hour commute back, and there's nothing you can do. Once the cycle is going, all of that resource goes into that thing because it has to. So you're hoping to close out a chapter in your life or make some sort of major change um, in order, because you fear this constant draining of resources if you don't. Does that make sense? I mean, this could be, like I said, you have a car note and then, you decide you're going to sell the car and get something that costs less or, something similar to that effect. Could be you live far from your work. You're going to move closer to your work. You're going to take action to change out an environment, change your vocation so you can be closer to where it is that you work so all your time doesn't go to travel. It's one of those things because you fear if you don't make this change, then it's just going to keep draining and draining that resource and you're just not going to have what you need at the end of the day. The reality of the situation is that you are not making the best of your resources. And because you're not making the best of your resources, there's a transformation that you've been hoping for a very long time that has come to a complete halt. I feel that this is very heavy on either time or money. I don't feel like this is a personal relationship in any way, shape, or form, but I could be wrong. It is a general reading, so it's going to hit everybody a little bit differently. Yeah, you're pretty absolute that if you stay where you are and you don't make this change, you're not going to be accomplished. You're not going to accomplish the new things that you want to accomplish because of the draining of this resource. And you're starting to look back at the time when you had more time or you had more money or whatever that case is, and you felt better about everything. You felt like you had more security. Yep. And because this resource is constantly draining, you're constantly having to count your coins. You're constantly having to give, and you're constantly keeping score. So if this is financial, you are constantly checking your bank account. It might be that you only used to have to do it once a month. Now you're doing it like week by week by week, or sometimes day by day. Or if this is about the hours in the day that you have to yourself, you just constantly feel like it's being taken away because of travel time, because of other obligations and stuff that you have. Honestly, the hope to change your environment to close out a chapter is probably the best thing that you can do if changing these certain things in your life will get you these resources back. But that's the problem right now, Scorpio. I feel like I said, it feels very heavy on time or money. It could be a personal relationship because sometimes when personal relationships are no longer serving us, they do drain us of time. You know what I mean? You're spending a lot of time trying to work something out with somebody that you feel has no hope to work out. I wish I could get a really good piece of advice out of these cards, but because it's a general read, that might be difficult. Yeah, see? You're really hurting for new growth. Like you're all of your emotion is tied up into this new growth, and the new growth doesn't come until you get a better handle on your resources. So what these cards are telling me, and here's the silver lining. There are changes that you can make to get a better handle on these resources. The amount of money that you have is finite. It can't be adjusted right now. The amount of time that you have is finite. It can't be adjusted right now. But what else can you change to get more of those things? There has to be something in your priorities that you can adjust to get more time or money. There has to be. There usually is. There has to be something else you can cut out, some sort of, not buying that coffee at Starbucks every day, packing your lunch, little things like that can add up to more money in the long run. Um, Going to the grocery store on your way home instead of going home and then back out again. That can save you a little gas, that can save you a little time. Little things like that, if you can make those small adjustments, they can add up. Or, like I said before, if you move closer to your vocation. If your car note is too high and you trade that car in for a car note that for a car that has less, you know what I mean. I'm getting ahead of myself. If you can trade that in for a car that costs less, so your monthly cost for that car can go down and the insurance will go down too. That's something to think about as well. Little things like that are things that we do have control over, even if we can't get more money in our bank account like a raise, and even if we can't get more hours in a day. So it seems to me like you're trying to make a dollar out of 62 cents, and what you have to do is you have to look at that 62 cents and figure out where, the other 48 went. I hope you found a message that serves your highest good, and I'll see you next time.